Well, today is Sunday. It's the 27th of August 2023. We've been back in Mallorca now for just 2 days or 2 nights, and yesterday was quite a glorious day. Managed to go down to had a hair done, but the weather forecast was always going to be bad for today, and it is. When we woke up this morning it was fine, and there'd been a little bit of rain overnight, but the weather forecast said don't go out. And now you can see why, because it's absolutely pouring down with rain. No storms yet. I've not heard any thunder, but I'm deaf, don't forget, so maybe I wouldn't. But it's very squally, so the wind's blowing in all directions, so it's blowing in at the back and it's blowing in at the front, so we have to have the shutters. So great invention these, and I'm going to shut them now and let the rain come down for a bit. I'll come back. Whoa, I don't need to shut them, they're shutting themselves. And I'll come back to you later to tell you how the storms are progressing. But at the moment the garden's getting a really good watering, so's the table, and the rain is just pouring off the roof there. So see you in a bit when I've got another report on the weather and how it's going. Another half hour has passed and the rain started coming down again. And some of the pictures we've seen, particularly in Palmanova, Santa Ponsa, they're getting it really bad. I don't know if we're a little bit sheltered from it, but well, we've got a lot of trees and buildings around, I suppose, to help us a little bit. But it's starting to team down again. Well, it's now 2:15 in the afternoon, and we've had 1 or 2 lulls in the rain and the storms, but it's now just tippling down. It seems to have really settled in. The sky is grey and it's reasonably heavy rain, but it's not as bad as it was earlier on, but it's not over yet, so I'll keep you posted on how it's going. Well, it's just a few minutes since I last did the video, and I've just heard now the first claps of thunder. So maybe it is going to get a little bit worse now. Well, it's now 3:45 in the afternoon, and the storm seems to have passed us by now, and the sun's come out. But just been reading some of the reports on the news. Tree down near to the roundabout in Palmanova, lots of other things, lots of people injured with things falling, fences falling, signs falling, and things getting blown around. In the harbour in Palma, a cruise ship was blown by the strong winds and seems to have hit an oil tanker. The cruise ship is actually damaged and has a hole, but it sounds as though it's above waterline and nothing's got discharged into the sea, so it's a little repair job they'll need to do, but I'm guessing that cruise is going to be a little bit delayed here in Palma. So yeah, it's looking a little bit brighter. We might even get out later on. We'll have a look and see. Well, it's just coming up to about 4:30, and we've got some blue sky, so we're going to out to have a look, see what it's like outside. Just considering how much rain we've had, it's started to dry up very, very quickly. Well, everywhere seems rather calm and tranquil at the moment, but this is the ship that broke its moorings. This is the P&O ship, and it looks as though it's being manoeuvred. It's actually turning now. And it appears it actually broke its moorings and collided with something else. So looks as though it may have been towed out and then it's coming back in so that it can be repaired.
They have to take all the people off it.
I doubt it, I don't know. Very high sided, affected by the winds. The wind's picking up again. We're not out of this storm. This storm's due to come back, but the wind's picking up a bit now, and the waves are picking up a little bit on the sea. And we will get some more rain, I think, a bit later on. Maybe we've got some blue skies, so a little bit different. Big ship to be being manoeuvred like that. It's got some, like a tug vessel in front of it. We're just driving along the motorway now, and the road is completely dry. It just shows how much heat there is in the road. It just evaporates the water, and more or less dry all the way along. One of the consequences of all of the rain is the pine needles get washed out of the trees, and they consequently block the grids, so there's no drainage here now, so any water that comes here can't go down through any drains, it just overflows. The remains here of the recent fiesta that they've had here in Portals. This is the Portals Naus beach, and as I was saying, as the water overflows, it's got nowhere to go, so it overflows. It must have come down here, it goes down the steps, and you can see how the beach just gets washed away. In the past we've seen it much worse than this. This is really only a little of the beach washed away. As you can see, it's cleared up a little bit. It's just after 5 o'clock, and there are people back on the beach now. Forget it's all happened, but one thing that is really different is the temperature has cooled down a lot. The temperature has dropped 10 degrees in the last 24 hours. I've just come now to the church in Portals, which it's Sunday, so they normally be having their services. In the summer months though, they bring out the chairs and they put them outside, but looks like they've all been blown over. Just looking towards Puerto Portals now. It's new. Yeah, that's new from the last time I was here. So there's the port over there, and it's not quite a sunny day, and there's still lots of clouds, and they're sort of menacing sorts of clouds. One thing you notice, just looking down, look at the colour of the sea there, where the sand has got washed into the sea and turning it into an orangey colour. Very clear further out, and there's people out swimming already in the sea. People on the beach, not very many, considering it is still August. But let me just show you where the gully's been made down at the bottom. In a similar way to the other beach, there's a road that runs down to this one. It's quite a steep road, and if there is any drainage, it will be covered with those pine needles, and any water will just overflow that, come down the hillside, and eventually get down to the beach. And this is what happens. The beach, the sand just gets washed away, and this has happened on many times here. You can see this is probably, I don't know, I guess that's at least a metre deep, maybe more in parts, I don't know. Well, almost a metre. And all of that water has just washed the sand into the sea. You see, it's not deterred some people. They're just determined to get out onto the beach, get out into the sea, and well, why not? Not sure how the boats will have fared. Well, they're still there, so they've held on to the moorings, which was more than we would say for the P&O liner, which lost its moorings. Looking over towards Palmanova, Magaluf area, and well, the sun's shining over there by the looks of things. Lots of boats in the sea, so hopefully they've survived that little squall that we had. So we've been talking about graffiti that I was noticing in Palmanova yesterday, but here's some art that has been put on, because there is a new little bar down at the bottom there, here in the beach of Portals Naus. It's actually been run by the church, and all the profits are going to be used to help people in the area as far as accommodation is concerned. Pretty much closed up for today though. I don't think they're going to get many customers anyway. And then we're just clearing the trees here that have come down. As we come up to the roundabout, looks like they've had a lot more work on. To the bending up roundabout, and you can see a lot of this tree here on the right's been broken and cut down, and all the wood's been piled up in the middle there. Well, we're down now in Palma Nova, and I think this road was actually blocked off as if you look up in the tree there, you see there's a whole branch, that's big thick branch actually, that must have broken off and closed the road, and they came down this morning and well, they've cleared it now, well, cleared most of it. You just see the remains of the wood there. So that's the big tree, and it is a big tree, and what would have been a third branch up there isn't up there anymore. It's come down and it's on the ground, been all chopped up. If you need any logs for your fire, then there they are. Well, the clouds are still up there and they're still a little bit menacing, but I'm not sure whether we are going to get any more rain. If we do, I'll add a little bit to this video, but if not, thanks very much for watching. I hope you found it interesting, and look forward to seeing you in a drier, sunnier Mallorca in the next video. Bye for now.